आई थिंक मुझे जिस तरह से बड़ा किया गया है, जो मैंने मेरे पेरेंट्स से सीखा है, एंड जो जब मैं बार बार कहती हूँ कि इफ़ यू गो बैक टू द रूट्स का मतलब यही है कि एक्चुअली अगर आप बेसिक्स अगर आप देखो तो आपको वही सिखाते हैं, सिंपल चीज़ें. अगर आप एक एनिमल जो बोल नहीं सकता है, उसके लिए अगर आप कंपैशन फील करेंगे या उसको आप प्यार करेंगे, तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो बच्चा कंपैशनेट बनेगा, वो दूसरों के बारे में सोचेगा. मेरे लिए आई हैव ओनली वन चाइल्ड, तो एक सिबलिंग नहीं है, तो मुझे ये लगता था कि क्या वो सेल्फिश बनेगा. हाउ विल ही लर्न टू केयर. एक छोटा भाई हो, बहन हो या कुछ हो, तो हाउ डज इट वर्क. एंड दैट्स व्हेन आई रियलाइज, एंड आई लव डॉग्स एंड आई हैव अ डॉग एट होम ऑलरेडी. और जब मैंने देखा कि वो जिस तरह से उसके साथ में बिहेव करता है, क्योंकि आज मेरा जो डॉग है वो 13 साल का है, जो ह्यूमन ईयर्स इज़ 91 ईयर्स. सो जिस तरह से वो उसके साथ बिहेव करता है, एंड देन व्हेन ही सेड ममा आई वांट अ पपी ऑल्सो, I couldn't say no to him because I could see that he was so compassionate with it, and I thought it was a beautiful way for him to learn compassion.
Sonali, when and how did this idea of writing a book?
Well, actually, I had very few friends here today, and they were somewhere very much a part of pushing me to do this. Because when I was, I have written it in my book also, the whole journey for me has been that, when I was pregnant and I was going to have a child, मुझे लगता था कि यार मैं, it's very sad to say, लेकिन कहीं पे एक थोड़ा ईगो आ जाता है कि यार मैंने इतना तो कर लिया है, ये भी कर लूँगी, इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है. पर when I had the child, मुझे कौन सी बड़ी बात है वो समझ में आई. And parenting books don't tell you anything, and I couldn't kind of understand what was it that was going. कई बार वो जो बता रहे थे उसमें से मुझे मेरा आंसर नहीं मिल रहा था. My child was different. तभी मैंने रियलाइज़ किया कि एवरी चाइल्ड इज़ डिफरेंट. आई स्टार्टेड लिसनिंग टू व्हाट माय चाइल्ड, क्या सिग्नल्स मेरा बच्चा मुझे दे रहा है. और वहाँ से फिर मैंने ऑब्जर्वेशंस, एक मेरी लिटरली ग्रोसरी लिस्ट की एक छोटी सी नोटबुक है, उसमें मेरे वो पॉइंट्स लिखे जाते थे हर महीने में. आज ये ख्याल आया, कुछ नोटिस किया, उससे मैंने क्या सीखा. जो मैं सीखती थी वो मैं नोट करती थी. कई बार मैं सीखती थी फ्रॉम वॉचिंग अ टेड टॉक or reading about somebody, and sometimes वो कोई parent भी नहीं होते थे, they were not necessarily parents, it was just life, and then you realize that it's not about parenting, it's life's lessons. And that's what really kind of, I would start noting down these lessons and start using them. And when I used to meet my girlfriends, और हम लोग हमेशा बोलते थे कि we are not going to be those girls who will talk about children. But we all ended up talking about our kids, maids also. But yeah, so here we were, and then we said, yeah, we are doing the same thing. We are all discussing what we decided we would not do. And then it was more like, ki what I did this is how it helped me. I did that, this is how it helped me. And then this little notebook would come out, and then they would tell me, Sonali, you should compile it in a book. So it started that I will compile a few things into a book. लेकिन जब मैं लिखने लगी, this whole thing turned into, I think this book became too personal. इतना personal हो गया ये book eventually कि end में जब लिखने के बाद में when I read it, I said, I told Millie, my publisher, I said, Millie, I'm really sorry to put you through this, but I can't publish it. It's too personal, I can't go through this. She said, no. Or Millie was also going through, she had just delivered her baby, and while she was editing the book, she's saying, I'm attached to it, we have to publish it and all that. Then I gave it to Goldie to read the book, and I said, Goldie, I can't, this is our life, and if you're not comfortable, we will not publish it. So Goldie is not a reader, Goldie is dyslexic, so for him reading is a thing. But he really read through it, he went through it really fast. He said, it was catchy. And I had a chapter which I had spoken to him and I had put those points about fathers. In fact, when he began the book, he said, you know what? I remember the same incident in a completely different way. This is not the way I was looking at it. He's saying, we are friends. We are not the husband and wife who are not friends. We've been friends. We are best of friends. We talk to each other. And yet, he said, I didn't know you were going through this. And he said, Sonali, that means there must be so many couples who don't even realize what they're going through, because with the hormones, I don't realize what I'm going through. So to understand that, this book needs to be out there. And he said, I'm so happy you've put a chapter on fathers. He said, because, I know he knows a lot of his friends who are fathers, who are very hands-on fathers and who want to do a lot with their children. And he says, I wanted to be out there, that it's cool to be a father. And even today in our country, a lot of times, ye to aurton ka kaam hai, ye tum kyun kar rahe ho? Which is not done. Don't you have a two-income household? Everybody is a working woman. No, you can't sustain a house unless there are two people working. So in the same way, parenting also requires two people, and it's cool when fathers help out, when fathers are hands-on, and I think a man looks more sexy when he's a great father.
Sonali, in your speech here, you said that when we watch TV, we get scared and we think, what?
So, there are such horrifying things. Every day hear about some school, some bomb going off in some school or on some road. And, you constantly keep thinking that when will you constantly hear about this bomb blast, the attacks. And you keep thinking that, yaar, ye mera bacha ho sakta hai. When I go, what is this world going into? So you start getting, in fact in the book I have said कि I think मैं बिल्कुल middle class family से आती थी, मेरे घर में से कोई भी film industry में नहीं था, and I came out there. I have never had a mentor or a camp or anything. I have had good friends and I have done my bit. I was fearless, but I think I became fearful when I turned a parent, and that's what I mean by it, because you start fearing for your child, it changes you.
What are the challenges that you face while penning this book? And when can we see the next one?
Listen, I don't know how you guys write, because it's a discipline and it's so difficult to be disciplined. So, even to write that one paragraph, it's like you have to put your thought in and you have to, and I keep floating around and then I have to keep bringing it all back. But the best thing about that was, now I know why they say you should write a diary, because, when I started writing things down, actually this book has been kind of introspection for me also. There have been so many things that I had forgotten, but one thought led to another, then certain things led to certain understandings which even at that point you don't realize, but as time passes you realize. So for me this book, I keep saying, is a journey, and it's been an introspection, and it's been kind of catharsis, you could say. Yeah, so maybe I need another catharsis in a little while now.
Would you like to continue writing on parenting, or would you like to?
I don't know. I'm very sure I'm not going to write fiction, but I don't know what it is that I will write. To be honest, there are a couple of ideas, but just the thought of putting that time and sitting in that disciplined way is putting me off it. I've just finished my 2 shows. This book has been there. I feel like I just want to hibernate for some time and just kind of do nothing, just be with Ranveer and home and do the, just absolutely, maybe something will fall into place with it, because even this book was just a compilation and it turned into something else. So I am going to let it grow into me and see where it goes.
Yeah, my question is, when you wrote this experience of yours,
Yeah.
You took your friends' help also, that your experience and their experience.
Yes, because whenever we spoke, we would get an idea, and there have been a lot of times when I have used the examples from my friends also, because I don't have like too many. I have very few friends, but they're really special and they are a great support system also. Like my family, they have been a great support system also. So yes, there is a lot of things that I learned from them also.
Sonali, does Ranveer also have aspirations to enter the film industry, become an
He's too young for that. Right now, he was very kicked about the fact, because on the internet or on the Twitter, one of his school friends saw this, and the girl said, "Ranveer, your mama has written a book about you. That means you're the hero of that book." Mama, is that true? Is that what it means? He's quite innocent yet, and he's a child, and I want him to remain a child for as long as I can pull it. They grow up really fast now. There's so much information out there, you cannot control the information. What would take us 5 years, they get it in one day, literally, it's at their fingertips. So I think the challenge for a parent today is to preserve the innocence, and I really want to preserve his innocence.
How do you manage to keep the environment safe and not giving the impression that he's a star kid or something?
Because he's not. My Goldie makes sure that every time he's clicked, he says, "ये आपकी माँ famous है, इसलिए आपका photo निकाला है, आपको करना है कुछ." This is reflected glory, as my husband tells, and I tell him that you're being so harsh. He's saying this is not harsh, this is correct. He has to understand this is reflected glory, as he calls it. I said, wow, But anyway, sometimes he is the bad cop, very rarely. Sorry? मैं अगर आप मेरा बुक पढ़ेंगे तो मेरा कहना ये है कि गुरुकुल में कुछ चीज़ें बताई जाती थी जो जब मैंने वो पढ़ा तो जहाँ पे आपको साइंस, एस्ट्रोलॉजी, म्यूज़िक, लैंग्वेजेस ये सब सिखाया जाता था, उसके साथ में आपको स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ दी जाती थी, जहाँ पे आप एज इवॉल्व होते थे एज अ पर्सन, ताकि जब आप गुरुकुल से निकले तो आप सोसाइटी में इंटीग्रेट ठीक से हो। तो मैं कह रही हूँ कि वो जो स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ जो है, वो जो टीचिंग्स जो हैं, वो गुरुकुल आपको अपने घर पे लाना है। सबके अपने तरीके हैं स्पिरिचुअलिटी के, एंड वो आई वुड से कि वो जो एक थोड़ा खालीपन मुझे लगता है हमारे स्कूल्स में, वो पार्ट थोड़ा खाली है। तो मुझे लगता है कि वो कमी एज पेरेंट्स वी हैव टू फिल इट। अभी न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज़ होती जा रही हैं। अर्लियर कई बार दादा दादी, नाना नानी वो वैक्यूम फिल करते थे, अभी भी वो कोशिश करते हैं, लेकिन भागदौड़ इतनी है ज़िंदगी में, बच्चे इतनी सारी चीज़ें करते हैं दैट आई थिंक पेरेंट्स को ये रोल खुद पे लेना बहुत ज़रूरी है। नहीं हूँ, आई थिंक इट कैन बी बेटर। Thank you everybody, and thank you so much for coming, and I'm sure please have your tea and coffee and I'll join you there. I'll just see, my parents are there, I'll just see them and I'll join you.
For more news and gossips, don't forget to subscribe to Bollywood Helpline.